Hi everyone. What I'm going to be painting today is this unicorn bowl. Okay, very simple, about 8 or 9 colors in it. The bowl itself is just dipped in clear glaze. It's bisque. It's not. I didn't paint it white. It's pretty nice even if you don't. So, and I used a rainbow of colors, bright colors, bright colors. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use the orange crush, and I'm going to use quite a big brush, a big round brush, to put this on the inside. And I'm going to do 3 coats at least of the orange crush on the inside of this bowl. I'm just going to go right up to the edge. First coat dries rather quickly, so I'll be able to get the second coat on pretty fast. If you let it dry in between coats, of course it's going to go on a little better. But when you're doing this, if you want to put it on while it's still damp even, make sure you can get it on there, but you want to go very light. You don't want to keep brushing it really hard, because then you're just going to take the color off underneath. But as you can see, if I hold my brush, I know you can't see how I'm holding my brush, but if I hold my brush very, very lightly and just kind of glide it across slowly, I'm going to get much better coverage. Okay, now I'm going to use a smaller brush, like probably, in order to do this, I'm going to have to use this, like a smaller, like a number 6 or something brush for all the colors. So to put all the colors on, so I'm going to do all these different colors. So I'm only going to need little bits of color. So I'm going to use Blue Heaven. I'm going to use Lime Ricky. And let's see, I'm going to need some Rockin Red, because I'm using all the best-selling bright colors. These are the best sellers because they're just bright colors. What a Yolk, which is a bright yellow. Oh, and I still want orange crush. Okay, so I got all the bright colors, which is orange crush, what a Yolk, Rockin Red, Lime Ricky, and Blue Heaven for the colors in the mane and in the tail area. Okay, I got those out. This little horn right here is going to be that it's going to be this yellow, the what a Yolk. So I'm actually going to put that color on first. And you want to do 3 coats. I'm going to also pour out this color too, because Sammy Salmon is a color that, it's not one of the best selling colors, but it's used for a lot of different things. Like it's my favorite color for the inside of ears, bunny rabbit ears, any kind of animal ears, even the unicorn. So I'm just going to put a little bit of color, and I only really want 1 coat of this inside the ear, because I don't need that to be really solid. In fact, I want it not to be so solid. So you can see in the ears, it's just got that little bit of Sammy Salmon. So it's a color I do use for a lot of animal ears, and it's actually my favorite color. So I use it a lot myself because I just like the shade. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do before I color all my everything, everything that I'm going to color, all these rainbow colors, I'm going to do the eye, and I'm going to use the Blue Heaven. And I'm just going to put it's just bisque on the outside, so I'm just going to put a little blue circle in there and leave some white around it. Now when I do an eye, I don't just do like the blue, I don't do the white, the blue, the black. I do that, but I do them on top of each other usually. But I'm not even going to go in there with the white, because I don't need to, because the bisque is white and it's going to be dipped in clear glaze, so it'll be fine. Be nice and shiny and white anyway. So that's what I'm going to do, and when that dries, I'm going to go ahead and put my black on top of that. So that's my eye. Okay, now, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I am gonna start putting coats on the mane and the tail, which is gonna be same thing. This takes a lot of coats, but so you're just gonna take your time with it. And I'm gonna do the blue. I'm gonna do a blue one. I mean, you don't have to do, you can do it in any order you want. You don't have to do, you don't have to do it so that you have the same exact as mine. You can do any color you want. So I'm gonna do the blue, and I'm actually gonna put another blue one down here because I'm gonna double up on a couple of the colors, and that one's good to do. Now, as I said before, I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna use this, my little favorite brush. This little square brush, this tiny blue square brush, purple, I should say, square brush. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing as that I've been doing. I'm gonna wet it. Let me get a paper towel. Okay, I'm gonna wet it. I'm gonna put it, here's my water. I'm gonna wet it. I'm gonna dab it off a little bit, get some of the water out. And again, as you can see, if you could see these, this is how I get all my lines perfect. It's just a little trick. It's not that I'm got that steady of a hand. So I was a little messy getting that on because I got a lot of coats to put on. But after I get my 3 coats on, then I'm gonna take this of the blue, then I'm gonna take this and just go like this. So now, as you can see, I took those lines out of the mess I made. If I get it anywhere, I mean, I did okay on this one, so I don't really have to do it. But okay, so now I'm gonna rinse my brush. I'm gonna do 3 coats of the blue. I'm gonna rinse my brush. Now I'm gonna put the orange on. I want to make sure, as I said, my little matching problem that I have. I got orange in the bowl, so I want to make sure I put an orange color down here. So it'll match, of course, because even if it's all colorful, I find some way to match it. My house is the same way. All my stuff matches in my house, like from my walls to my picture frames. I will go ahead and I will take my picture frames and paint them just to make them match on the walls. So it's a little crazy, but that's how I feel it's appealing to me. And I guess that's mostly what matters, how you feel it looks to you, you know. Okay, so again, I'm going to show you, this is, you know, my second coat, but you're going to put three to 4 coats on this too. So if you want them solid. Now, I'm going to, as I'm doing this side, I am probably going to turn around and do this side too, but I got all my colors here, so it doesn't matter whether I take my time and I do, you know, all the orange ones, even the tail, all the blue, even the tail, you know, on each one. Or I could just get this whole side done, my coats, and then go to this one and do it, because I got all my colors here. They don't dry up that quick, so you can take your time doing it. I can use the same brush. It's small, so I'm just, you know, washing it off and putting another color on. So just for the sake of showing you, I'm going to show you that if I take, okay, say I take red, and I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to do this piece. Now, because I got a lot of coats to put on, I'm not going to be real particular on getting it just right. Okay, so now I got it outside of the, again, see how it's outside of the, where the little curl is. So now I'm going to take my fancy little brush again, wet it, dab it off a little bit, and now I can clean that up. See, and as long as I'm careful, I can get the color all off. Now, it's hard to do this if you got black, because sometimes black stains the best, but all the other colors work really well doing this. So now I'm going to do all my colors. I'm going to do my 3 coats of all the colors on the tail and the mane. Now, because I have this one already done, I don't have to go and do that, the whole bowl. I'm just trying to show you things that will help you. Now, okay, now I'm going to take this very fine detail brush, And now I'm gonna finish these eyes. So I have got to put a drop, just a drop of black. I probably don't even need that much. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the drop of black. I'm gonna show you on this eye. And now I'm gonna put a little black circle right over the blue and leave some of the blue showing, because that's what the eye is. Okay, so I'm going to put the pupils in. Putting in my pupils. Now, another little trick when you're doing eyes or trying to get something really thin. Now this brush, is it thin? I wish it only had one hair on it so I could just get around the eyes even better. But, you know, as long as I got my, you know, these things on, I can see. And I can, if I got my glasses and a very fine brush, this is not quite even fine enough for me, but now I'm going to go around the eye, you know, because I got to circle right around here and put some little eyelashes on here. So what I'm going to tell you, a trick to that is especially if your paint's sitting here for a while, if you want to get a real thin line, the best way to do it is add a little water to the black. Okay, so I'm adding a little bit of water, so I'm thinning that black down. Now wipe it off a little bit, and then wipe it off, then go back to it on that watered down color, and then just use the very point of your brush. Support your small finger, your pinky finger, on something to do this, because if I'm to do this like this, my hand's going to shake a little. But if I put my pinky finger there, it supports my hand so I can go anywhere I want and it's not going to be shaky. So, and if it is shaky, it's just my age. Okay, so you're going to take this, and now that I watered it down, I could take my time, and that's how I get my little circle around the eye. Now, when I do eyelashes, I always thin down the black, because then I can go from the inside of the eye out and make a nice little lash, and I can get them pretty thin. Of course, these got a lot of lashes, and I can't see what I'm doing because I got the bowl way over near the front. Okay, and also, you don't have to do this, but I even went around the blue. Okay, so that's my eye. Okay, now, the last thing you always want to do, because this makes all the difference, is you're going to take the white, a drop of the white, take your brush. Now, when that black is dry, which is dry enough for me to do this, I'm just going to dab the tip of my brush with a little tiny bit of white, and I'm going to put the tiniest dot up in the corner, barely touching it. It will still show up when you fire it. But you've got to have a white dot in that black. You can just put a black circle. It's not going to look as good as when you put that white dot in it, and all of a sudden the eye comes to life. Okay, so this is what the eye is going to look like. This is what the eye looks like fired. Of course, I didn't put any eyelashes on these. I just noticed that, and I usually always do on unicorns. Of course, because I think a unicorn is a girl. I mean, she looks kind of pretty, but I suppose it could be a boy unicorn. I don't know. We'll never know. We'll have to ask Robert, the sculptor. He'll tell us what it is. Or maybe not. I think he tries to make a lot of things generic, but he can't. You know, the princess is a princess. All right, anyway, I digress. Okay, so you're going to take the small brush. Again, you know, you want it a little bit watery. And then, like I said, I'm still going to use my finger to hold something here. Now, I want it very thin, so now I'm going to put a line on the mouth, around the mouth. Same thing, if you thin it down, you'll get a thinner line. That's it. So I got the mouth in there, And I want to put a couple of little spots where the nostril is, not too thick because you don't want it to look like it's a unicorn, not a bull. So you don't want to make big giant nostrils, okay? Just little tiny ones like that. That's about it. That's basically it. Of course, I didn't paint the whole thing. Like I said, I don't have to put all those colors on because it would take me a while. But take your time, do it, and then this is what it's going to look like fired. It's very pretty fired, okay? And that's about it. And we'll get you the colors and that you need for this, if you need to know, besides what I've said. And the unicorn bowl is number 2154. These are the colors I've used, and that's the number of the unicorn bowl. And that's it.